My child, I see your heart and I see your worries. You look for answers in places I have not sent you. You chase signals and signs, and still your mind is not at rest. You feel as though you are responsible for every outcome, as if my hand is not guiding your journey. Even before you listened for words of comfort, you searched restlessly, your heart heavy with questions, and peace seemed far away. When you were very young, like a baby in a parent's arms, you worried about nothing. Everything you needed was provided before you had the words to ask. As you grew older, you learned to think that safety came from your own control, that joy depended on what went right or wrong in your days, that you could guarantee peace by planning every step yourself. But my child, I did not make you for anxiety or endless striving. I gave you life so you could walk with me calmly and boldly, so you could find rest for your soul simply by being in my presence. You have forgotten what it means to depend on me, not because you are unworthy, but because fear whispers louder than trust. You hold tightly to things you dread losing, convinced that if you let go, harm will find you. You say you surrender, but I see your hands clenched, holding to your own desires. You pray for my will to be done, and yet in the quiet corners of your heart, you hope it matches your plans. My child, worry is just fear in disguise, a belief that things will not turn out well unless you force them to. But if only you could see what I see, how carefully every detail of your life is held in my hands. Your life is not random or forgotten. I know the entire story from the first breath to the very last. I see the end from the beginning. Nothing happens without my knowledge. Nothing surprises me. I am not bound by time or mistakes. I am never late, never sleeping. You are always in my care, loved with a love deeper than you can understand. And yet you grasp for control, as if you know better how to write your story. You rush ahead, convinced the path is clearer if you lead. You demand instant answers, thinking my timing can be hurried by your impatience. You measure my goodness by how quickly I say yes to your requests, and when the answer is slow, you suspect I have abandoned you. Child, I am nothing like people who forget or fail. My promises do not shrink or vanish. Even when darkness falls, I do not lose sight of you. Every long night you have survived was watched over by me. Every deep water you faced, I carried you. Many dangers never touched you because I sent help before you knew you needed it. I have blocked out some things not to injure you, but because I saw ahead what you could not see. It shielded you with wisdom. Yet you still doubt me, searching for signs and confirmations from others as if I have not already spoken to your spirit. You seek something you can touch because faith seems too hard, sight feels safer. But trust based only on visible proof is not trust. It is simply sight. I call you to something deeper. I ask you to walk in faith, not sight. Faith, my child, is not the warm feeling you get when circumstances look easy. It is the steady hand you offer me when everything looks impossible. It is the choice to trust that I am faithful, even when every sign points otherwise. Anyone can feel optimistic when nothing is wrong. Faith shines brightest when all reasoning fades, and yet you cling to my word. So I speak now not to scold you without hope, but to guide you so you can grow. Your search for signs reveals your struggle to believe I am leading you. You forget my past faithfulness, the prayers I've answered, the doors I've opened, the threats I've blocked from harming you. You wonder if worrying can prepare you for what's next, but worry is not preparation. It is poison to the soul. It drains your strength, clouds your judgment, and robs you of the joy I freely give. You cannot stretch your life even an hour by worrying, but you can lose many hours with anxious thoughts. When you stand on fear, it is like building on sin, instable and unsafe. But when you rest in me, you are on solid ground, unshaken by the storms. I understand why you give so much room to fear. You think rehearsing worst-case outcomes will shield you from surprise, but what you are doing is locking yourself in a cage made by your own mind. My child, I have given you the key to leave that prison. The key is trust. Trusting me does not mean ignoring hard reality, nor does it mean being blindly positive. Trust is based on what is true. I am faithful, I cannot lie, I do not abandon what I love. My plans for you are not delicate. They are not shattered when you stumble, nor undone by the choices of others. My purpose for you stands firm even when your steps are uncertain. You may slow my timing by choices that resist me, but you never erase my purpose. So why strive to force outcomes? Why act as though my help is not enough? I spoke all that is into existence with one word. Is there any situation in your life I cannot reach? I move nations, I lift up leaders, I open and close doors that no man can control. I set limits for the oceans, I tell the stars when to shine. I am not limited by your circumstances, nor intimidated by your needs. You ask for my will, but also for my will to fit your wishes. That is not surrender, it is negotiation. And my child, I am not here to negotiate your trust. I am here to call you deeper, into a faith that rests when you do not understand, that worships even when the answer is not what you hoped. Delays and changes have come not to harm you but to guard you. I held back gifts not because you were unworthy, but because timing was not right, or the path ahead held things you could not see. You see the surface, I see the depths. You hold a piece of the puzzle, I hold the whole design. Don't let my patience be mistaken for absence. Don't confuse silence with distance. Sometimes I work quietly, hidden from your view, so that you will trust my character, even when you cannot hear my voice. If you only trust me when I am speaking, you will despair in moments of quiet. But if you trust my nature, you will stand strong, even in the silence. The world teaches you that strength is in independence, wisdom in self-reliance, peace in security you can touch and hold. But my kingdom is different. You find true strength in surrender, true wisdom in dependence on me. My power shows best in your weakness, my fullness when you are empty. When you stop acting as your own rescuer, you see more clearly that I am your savior. You think rest will come when life is smooth and circumstances line up as you plan. But rest does not depend on your situation. It grows from trust. You could gain all you ever wanted and remain tense and restless if your trust is in the wrong place. Or you could have none of the world's security and still be peaceful if your trust rests in my care. So I ask you to lay it all down. Your fears, your urgent striving, your endless search for signs. Lay down your need to direct every event. Surrender your plans to my wisdom. I do not ask you to stop dreaming or planning, but I do ask you to offer those dreams and plans to me. When you loosen your grip, you will find I have been holding you all along. When you stop forcing doors open, you will see I have prepared the way you were meant for. When you quit chasing every path, you will hear my voice guiding you forward. My presence will become enough for you, no longer needing constant signs or every answer, but finding peace in knowing I am with you. You will measure my love not by the number of times I say yes, but by the truth that even my no is rooted in love for you. I am for you, not against you. My discipline is proof of my love, not punishment without purpose. When I withhold, it's because something better is ahead. Every closed door leads to a greater blessing. Every delay carries purpose shaped by wisdom. You are precious in my sight, unique, known fully and loved beyond measure. You are never just a name in the crowd. I know the number of hairs on your head. I have seen every tear you've shed and kept them. I wrote every moment of your life in my book before any were lived. You are always seen, always remembered, always loved. You are not the first to walk through fear, to feel uncertainty press in like darkness, to stand where the future seems blurry and the present presses heavy. Many before you have stood trembling and wondered, will God come through for me? And to them I gave the same words I give you. Do not fear, I am with you. Recall Abraham, who waited years for the promise of a child, while all signs said it could never happen. He doubted and tried to take matters into his own hands, finding only frustration until I came and said, "Do not be afraid, Abraham. I am your shield. I am your reward." My timing was perfect, my promise sure. Remember the Israelites at the edge of the Red Sea, chased by Pharaoh's army, nothing but obstacles before them. Terror filled them, but I said, "Stand firm. You will see my deliverance." I did what no one thought possible. I split the waters and made a path. When you see barriers, I see a way you do not know. Think of Elijah, victorious on Mount Carmel, later threatened and alone, filled with despair under a tree. He thought all was lost, but I came not in thunder but in a gentle whisper. "You are not alone. I still have work for you. My child, I will meet you in quiet assurance, even when you feel abandoned or tired." Reflect on the widow who had only a handful of flour, convinced she and her son would starve. She gave what little she had and discovered that what she offered was multiplied. I am the God who provides, not only when the resources seem enough, but especially when they seem gone. Consider David, running from Saul, hiding in caves with a heavy heart, unsure if the promise of kingship would ever arrive. Through every fear, every sleepless night, I reminded David to trust. He learned to say, "When I am afraid, I trust in you." Like David, I teach you to trust not only in good times, but when the way is unclear. Daniel, taken from home and faced with impossible threats, did not give up prayer or belief. When they threw him into the den of lions, I shut the lions' mouths. Fear cannot destroy those who take refuge in me. My disciple Peter stepped from the boat onto the water, trusting me while the storm raged. He faltered when he focused on the waves, but I reached out to lift him up. I ask you, fix your eyes on me and not on turmoil. Even my closest followers doubted and worried after seeing miracles, healings, and provision. When storms came, they wondered if I cared. "Lord, don't you care if we drown?" I calmed the sea and then asked, "Why are you so afraid? Where is your faith?" I speak these words to call you higher, to remind you, with I have done before, I will do again. I have always been the God who speaks to fear and sets people free. I spoke to Joshua preparing to face massive walls. "Do not be afraid, I am with you." I spoke to Gideon hiding and feeling small, "Peace, do not fear." To Jeremiah feeling too young and weak, "Do not be afraid, I will rescue you." And to you now with the same heart I say, "Do not fear." Fear is not near, it is defeated. I have broken fear's power many times among my children. I will break it in your life as well. But you must stop feeding fear with your thoughts. Stop replaying worst possibilities. Stop making secret agreements with what I have already conquered. The enemy has whispered the same lies through history. God has forgotten you. You are alone. Nothing will change. These were the lies in Eden, the lies in the wilderness. But the truth stands forever. I am faithful. I am present. I am working for your good. When the Israelites reached the border of promise, they saw giants and walls and let fear dictate their choices. They forgot my miracles. Only Joshua and Caleb remained true, saying, "The Lord is with us. Do not be afraid." The cost of listening to fear was wandering for years. My child, don't let fear keep you wandering when I am ready to lead you into promise. Look at how I cared for my people in hard places. Clothing lasted, feet did not swell, bread arrived each morning, water gushed from rocks. A cloud guided by day, fire by night. Not once did I fail, though my people often doubted. If I could sustain a wandering nation, will I not sustain you? Remember Mary, troubled by the angel's message, unsure how such things could be. She was told, "Do not be afraid, you have found favor." Favor does not guarantee an easy road, but does guarantee I am with you in each step. Joseph too faced confusion and pain, but was told, "Do not be afraid." I guided him through what did not make sense at the time, but was perfect in my design. My child, I am guiding you now, even through pathways that may seem unclear. Even my son Jesus pulled away in the garden, grieving and overwhelmed. He surrendered, "Not my will, but yours." Because of his trust, every life was changed. You cannot see all the good that your trust will bring, but if you surrender, I will work through you in ways that last beyond this life. I have walked with my children in every valley, alongside every trial, through every dark night. Never once defeated, and I will not start now. So when you feel fear rising, remember Noah, who built the ark though all doubted him. Ruth, who left everything behind, stepping into uncertainty. Paul, who sang in prison, certain my word could not be bound. These men and women learned that trusting me means security, even in trouble. When I say, "Do not fear," it is because I am already ahead of you, making a way where you cannot yet see it. I do not call you to pretend danger doesn't exist, but to remember I am greater. I do not ask you to ignore storms, but to believe that I command even the powers behind them. I do not say there will be no pain, but I tell you that pain will not have the final victory. The future may contain challenges, but also victories you do not yet imagine. Your faith will be tested, not to destroy you, but to make my strength visible in you. Every trial is a chance to challenge fear and grow faith. Every waiting season is a prompt to see that I am faithful, even when you don't hear my answers. You ask for zins, no, I ask for your trust. You want the whole map, but I ask you to trust me step by step. You wish all risk would go away, but real safety is found not in the absence of risk, but in walking with me, knowing my presence is what keeps you secure. Remember, my child, the same God who closed the lions' mouths, who parted seas, who fed crowds with almost nothing, who brought water in dry places, who raised the dead, the same God is speaking to you at this moment. I have not changed. My power is not lessened. My love is as strong as ever. Do not fear, for I have bought back your life. I have called you by name, you are mine. When deep waters come, I will go with you. When you walk through fire, you will not be destroyed. When chaos surrounds, I will be your peace. In the darkness, I will be your light. When loneliness speaks lies, I will be close, reminding you I am here. Let go of worry and lift your eyes to me. Take my hand and follow where I lead. You will see my goodness in this life and learn, as Abraham learned, as Moses learned, as David, Peter, Ruth, Paul, and countless others before you discover it, that those who trust in me will never be left in shame or despair. I am your God, your peace, your shelter, and your reward beyond measure. Trust me, my child. Let go of fear. How to apply this to your life? You may wonder how to put these words into action. Start small. Today, set down one worry and ask me to hold it. When fearful thoughts press you, talk to me about them honestly. I do not expect you to hide your feelings, only to bring them to me and trade them for my peace. Take each day one step at a time. When you feel the urge to control every outcome, take a breath and remember you don't need to carry everything. Whenever the desire for a sign rises strong, look back, recall any moment, however tiny, when you sensed my care in the past. Notice how even in waiting, things you truly needed arrived. Surround yourself with reminders of truth. Read about others in history who walked in faith despite uncertainty. Sing, pray, find small ways to worship even when answers do not come. Let your mind dwell on my love, on how deeply you are known. If you stumble, do not hide. I wait with open arms. My purpose for you is not wiped out by mistakes. I will restore you and lead you forward. My discipline is gentler, not to break you, but to make you stronger. Trust my character even on days when you do not feel my voice clearly. My goodness is unchanged by time, silence, or struggle. In your journey, rest will become possible not by changing every situation, but by changing how you trust. It is a quiet knowing that you are held, that you are loved, that even the future which you cannot see is safe in my hands. So let faith be your anchor and not fear. Let hope fill spaces worry tries to numb. Let my presence be your greatest sign, the proof you rely on more than anything visible. And as you learn, step by step, to walk with me, you will see I am faithful to the very end. You are never alone. There will be days when fear knocks loudly, when the shadows grow long, and when you wonder if my promises remain true for you. On those days, return to what is simple. Talk to me. Whisper your sadness or confusion. I listen closely. My love does not drift away with your depths. It draws closer. If tears come, know they are precious to me. Remember how, in all the stories of my people, each one faced times just like you do. They were scared, they doubted, yet none of them were left alone. They discovered I am strong enough to carry every burden, gentle enough to heal every wound, mighty enough to defeat every fear. You too will discover this for yourself. So keep moving forward, knowing I walk beside you. Even when you do not see a path, even when you feel slow or small, I am there. In the silence I whisper, you are loved, you are seen, you are held. In closing, my child, let go of striving and let yourself find rest in me. Trust does not mean pretending all is fine. It means knowing I am with you when things are unknown. When fear presses you to run ahead, slow down and let me lead. When anxiety creeps in, return to the truth that my love is your security. You are cherished, today and always. These words are my invitation to you, to release, to rest, to trust, and to see that I am as faithful now as I ever have been. As you walk this journey, I will continue to prove that those who trust in me never walk in shame, but in peace and purpose. Come to me, my child. Trust in me and let fear go.